The 20th century was the century of motorized vehicles. Will the 21st century focus on soft modes?
1 billion cars are on the planet today. 60 million are constructed every year, and according to the trends, 2.5 billion will be in operation by 2050. The big challenge is how to keep them out of the cities, in order to free up space for the citizens. 21st century, man's priorities have changed. They now focus on quality of life and health, and soft modes, such as walking or cycling, have clearly a role to play.
Is it dangerous to be a pedestrian today?
Between 8 and 40% of fatalities are pedestrians, and this share is even larger in the less developed countries. Nevertheless, progress has been made to reduce the toll of death and injury suffered by pedestrians. However, in addition to the actual risk for pedestrians, there is also a perceived risk, which may restrain some people from walking and incite them to take their cars instead, even for short distances. The result being they are not living the life they wish for themselves. As an example, some parents may prefer driving their children to school rather than letting them walk or cycle. There are cities where children no longer play in the streets, while they should be places to meet and socialize. In low-revenue countries and the poorest parts of the cities, the rate of accidents involving pedestrians is much higher because the streets are simply not made for walking.
What are the key measures recommended by the working group to improve walking conditions in cities?
During the 20th century, cities were developed to facilitate the traffic of motorized vehicles. Today, we need to reverse this trend and think, instead, in terms of cities which are livable and socially compact. It is necessary, therefore, that each country defines a strategy for walking-oriented actions at all administrative levels. To provide the conditions for enjoyable and safe walking, a priority would be to implement traffic calming conditions, with a speed limit of 30 km per hour within historical centers, the local centers, and all residential areas. Traffic codes would also have to be changed, giving legal and financial protection to the pedestrian.
The working group introduces the concept of sojourning. Can you explain what this means?
Walking is not only a means of transportation. Sojourning means presence in the public space. Being physically present in the streets should be a source of pleasure to enjoy the life of the cities and contact with others. Human presence is a precondition for the economic and social vitality of the city. It is sometimes underestimated that streets are a place for socialization and communication. The public space is the locus to support and inspire this social aspiration.